Good morning, y'all. We're getting started in a couple minutes. Sorry for the delay, having a couple technical difficulties. I don't know why it's not letting me be great. Go live. All right. We're up and moving. We're up on two platforms. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Please have a little bit of patience with me. My technology is not being kind to me at all for some reason. But I am so glad that you have decided to join us. And soon as I get these notes up, we're going to go ahead and get it moving. I see my sister has joined us. Good morning. E. Dice in the building, aka my little sister, my big little sister. Good morning, Roberta. I was just um, thinking about y'all the other day. I was thinking about our rally at the State House, the Don't Step on My Rights rally. That background picture was on my computer for a very long time. So I'm so glad that you decided to join us this morning. I see Mrs. in the building as well as Liz. How are y'all doing? I'm so glad that y'all are here as well. I see my brother Rob, my sister Tiffany. I see Fontaine. Hey, Fontaine Shaker in the building. We are out here this morning. Good morning, everybody. It's morning. We made it. Give thanks. My computer is wowing this morning. So I'm having a hard time getting my notes up for y'all, but I have them on my phone. So we're going to just do our absolute best this morning, y'all. I'm going to be completely honest. Today is the 3-year anniversary. Well, 3-year, I guess. Yeah. It's been 3 years today since I lost my grandmother, my Eloise Dyson Smith. And I miss that woman. So I was up super early, just boohooing and just remembering and laughing and watching videos and things that I had of her. And I'm just glad that I was able to capture those moments and have those moments with her. And so, the next couple of days, my homegirl Vicky lays her mother to rest, and so I'm sending all the love to the Hubbard family, the Hubbard brothers and sister. So just prayers for them, and then prayers for Tasha's family as we lay her to rest tomorrow. And so the next 2 days are going to be super heavy for a lot of folks that are in y'all's families and y'all's network. So send all these folks good energy and good love as we just go through this grieving process together. Grief is never something that is an isolated incident, and it's not something that ever just really goes away. And as my best friend Jessica would say, it might not get easier, but it does get better. And so I'm grateful for that. So it's morning. We made it. Give thanks. I'm happy that y'all are here. So we got a couple headlines, and I apologize that I'm reading them from my phone because, as I said, it was a task for me to even get on both of these lives this morning. I'm not even doing Instagram today, which I'm disappointed about because I need to be able to use my phone because it's tripping. So there's a couple of updates and a couple of highlights. So on Friday, there was a really, really bad storm. And so a lot of the eastern suburbs had a lot of power outages, and the eastern suburbs saw at least 50 broken utility poles and 122 down power lines in a microburst from Friday's thunderstorms. And so the power was expected to be restored to all customers by 4 p.m. today. So let's hope that happens. And they say, First Energy says, we're continuing to make progress, but it's just a big mess. The wind did a lot of damage. And so I'm glad that everyone was safe. The biggest thing I always think about in those type of situations is what's happening to our people who are homeless or who have limited access to housing, and how do they protect themselves in that inclement weather. And so let's continue to support the agencies and entities that support our homeless, especially during inclement weather. So next update, EMS discrimination. 5 Black Cleveland Emergency Medical Service captains are suing the city and its EMS commissioner, claiming they faced racial discrimination and retaliation when they complained about their treatment. They say that the city treated Black captains different than white counterparts when it came to assigning preferred shifts and days for which they applied to work each year. So let's continue to watch that. I'm always happy when folks are calling out the BS when they see the BS, and that just needs to continue to happen. Next up, Purdue Pharma, the company that made billions selling the prescription painkiller OxyContin, filed for bankruptcy in White Plains, New York, days after reaching a tentative settlement with many state and local governments suing it over the toll of opioids, according to the Associated Press. So we continue to see the damage that opioids are doing, and we continue to see that when a certain type of person is victimized or harmed by something, when they look a certain type of way, there seems to be paths towards accountability. So I find that really interesting compared to what we saw in the 80s and the 90s with the crack epidemic. I'll continue to draw those same lines, because as we do work to make sure that this opioid crisis is seen as a public health crisis, which it absolutely is, there really needs to be some acknowledgement of the fact that the crack epidemic was also a public health issue, and it was not seen as that. And many people are still dealing with the aftermath and effects of having their family members criminalized when they should have been getting treatment. And so I'll leave that at that. Next up, GM workers strike. More than 49,000 members of the United Auto Workers walked off General Motors factory floors or set up picket lines early today as contract talks with the company deteriorated into a strike, according to the Associated Press. And so, that impacts just people's lives day to day. It impacts how people get the parts for the cars, for repairs. It impacts so many different things. And so shout out to people who are organized on the ground to make sure that GM workers and workers in general have access to great working conditions. So it's Monday. On Mondays, we typically do Queer Conda. And so the headline that I have for y'all for Queer Conda is that I believe this is reported from Out Magazine. New Yorkers established a bail fund to rescue trans women from jail. And so this the fund was established in memory of Layleen Polanco, who died at Rikers after she was unable to post a bond. And so we see a lot of these cash bond projects pop up. We know that a lot of people are only in jail just because they can't afford bail, and that should not be a reason that people are held behind bars. Poverty is not a reason, and being poor or having access to limited funds is not a reason to be incarcerated. And so an emergency bail fund for transgender inmates has been established after this woman died in solitary confinement after she was unable to post a $500 bond. She was incarcerated at Rikers Island, the infamous New York prison. She was placed in solitary confinement after a fight with another inmate. But according to the lawsuit, that she had health issues and she shouldn't have been left alone in the first place. And so this is a very, very necessary thing for all of us. And so I really appreciate the work that happens on the ground here in Cleveland with New Voices Cleveland. I know they work to make sure that trans women, not just trans women, but all women, moms, all of them get access to the funds they need to get out of jail when they're able to do it. And so we need to support entities who are doing that work. So what's going on with y'all? We got a couple extra minutes. I don't have a lot of headlines. I'm finished for the day. As I told y'all, I'm trying to just keep my spirits up because, like I said, a lot of my friends are hurting. A lot of my friends are grieving. A lot of my family is hurting. A lot of my family is grieving as well. And so I just want to be able to hold space for our hearts today, my heart as well. And so since I don't have a lot going on, I don't see a lot popping in the comments. I just want to thank y'all for once again always joining So Fresh So CLE. We're here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I think I'm going to turn my Friday night into a Friday night live. I think I really enjoy doing that That's a lot of fun, and maybe we can even make it more exciting and more interactive. So this is you all show. This is the show where I bring y'all what's going on in our city. So please make sure you send me any articles that you might think need to be highlighted, ideas, great things that have made you laugh. On Mondays, we do Queer Conda, where we focus in on what queer news is happening in the world. That's our special feature. On Wednesdays, I do Get Over That Hump, where I'm doing some executive coaching right here on the spot for you. So if you have a question for Wednesday, if you got some interpersonal work things going on, you're trying to figure out what your next career move is going to be, you got any questions at all, it could be relationship, interpersonal, all of that. I would love to be able to coach you through that on Get Over That Hump. And of course, on Fridays, we do First World Fridays. So on Mondays, Wednesdays, I'm here in between 8:30, no later than 9, depending on how my technology treats me. And then on Fridays, I think we're going to keep it up with the Friday Night Live. We'll go live at 10 o'clock at night. So thank y'all so much once again for joining So Fresh So CLE. My name is Eris Edie. Till next time, peace. If it lets me end the video, once again, technology is acting foolish. Let's see how long I'm gonna have to sit here before this ends. It still won't let me, y'all. I'm gonna keep talking, or y'all can talk to me. Let's see. Tiffany is working on promotional stuff for her girls book. Oh, we got Monday Night Football tonight. Okay. I'm out the loop. And what else? Sending you light and love. Thank you, Fontaine. Hey, Liz. I appreciate y'all so much. So thank y'all for sitting here and looking at me while I try to end this live video. I don't know why it's not letting me end. The last thing I want is to just be walking around and to come back in here and it's not doing it. All right, so YouTube is ending now. Yes, I'm sure I want to end this stream.